Welcome back to Heart and Soul. Before our gal Morgan took off, she got some much needed legal advice for us. Let's take a look.
There have been quite a few things said about lawyers, some good and some bad. So how many lawyers do we have in the U.S. though? Well, according to About.com, the U.S. is home to 70% of the lawyers worldwide. There's one lawyer for every 200 U.S. citizens, and in 1 year alone, law schools across the U.S. awarded 43,588 Juris Doctorates. My goodness. So how do you find a good lawyer out of all of those people? Well, joining us with the answer is our own Bobbie Seller of Seller Law PA. Hi, Bobbie.
Hey, Morgan. How are you?
You always get the good information. So what's the first thing when we're looking for a good lawyer? What should we be looking for?
Well, clearly you want somebody with experience.
Right.
But you really, believe it or not, you want to find somebody you like working with. There's so many clients that have come to our firm and said, you know, I didn't like my lawyer. He didn't return calls, or she didn't return calls.
Right.
It's a relationship, whether you like it or not. And it might be a long-term relationship. Maybe longer than some of your personal relationships, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to be stuck with this person and vice versa. So you got to make sure that you really like your lawyer and that they know what they're doing.
Gotcha. And actually defining what your legal issue is a big part of that too, right?
Right. What people don't understand is that, you know, there's a lot of lawyers, but there's so many different types of law. You could have patent law, intellectual property. You know, you could have criminal law. You could have contract law, foreclosure, everything. So you really need to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
So if you have an idea, I think you have an idea. If you're in a real estate situation, you're probably looking for a real estate lawyer or an injury lawyer, but you want to make sure that they actually practice that type of law and don't experiment with your case.
And that they have experience in it too. Not just somebody that says, hey, this is my title, but you know, they have expertise and experience in that particular field.
Right, and find out what the fees are. You know, with our firm, we have a commitment to our clients. We never earn more in fees than they take home.
Okay.
So sometimes we have to limit our fees because, you know, there are medical bills and other things, but, you know, it's a small price to pay to make sure that these people are getting their lives back.
Right, you want to make sure your business is handled.
Right.
And usually with that kind of thing, you talk to your friends. You don't usually Google. You'll say, hey, do you guys know someone I can go to? Is that really a good way to go in that situation?
I mean, it could be, but how do you measure it unless you went to two different attorneys? Who's good, who isn't, and so on and so forth. So again, you got to really like your lawyer. Make sure they have that experience. They're not experimenting with your case, and they have a good track record. And if you Google them, you'll find good or bad things about them.
Right. So it's always good, I guess, to get second opinions then. If you get a referral from a friend, see that person and maybe see somebody else.
Yeah,
right?
I always say bid everything out. Bid in the threes. I'm fixing my house or I'm finding a doctor. I want to like my doctor. I want to make sure I'm comfortable with what they're doing. It's the same with an attorney.
I like that. Yeah, because you would want to like your doctor. You wouldn't want somebody all up in your business.
Right, or up in your body.
Right. Business.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess that would make sense for a lawyer too, somebody you can connect with that gets you, understands you.
Right.
Very important.
And returns your call. And you actually speak with them and meet with them. So I think that's really important. I think relationships are really important that way, that there's an open communication.
I like that. Your lawyer is somebody you're in a relationship with. Remember that.
Yeah.
If you have any questions about that, do you know where to go? I do. You email those questions to sellerlaw.com. That's questions@sellerlaw.com.